Hello. Welcome to the stream. We are back. More World of Warcraft. Obviously. we gotta get our warrior to 54 now, and we got a shitty weapon. Because I have been unable to find a new one. But hopefully, you know, it goes well. Hello. It is a beautiful gnome. Log into it. Get it going. You are very early. It's a nice rainy day in the real life today. Which is good because last night it was so hot. It was so hot yesterday, and then last night it was just way hot, and I was like, man, it feels like I'm going to sleep in Australia. Like I'm used to this. But not here. Alright, let's pod up. We're gonna use the everything. Yeah, Brisbane does get a lot of flooding. They love it over there. Starts frostbolting again. We haven't even done damage to him yet. I was going to charge, but didn't have rage. Brent, see, this isn't going well. I don't think I don't know. You know, for a first mob on this character, that wasn't great. Especially with all the potions that I just chugged down. See, I lived in some bad suburbs when I was over there. Namely around Caboolture. You don't want to live in or around Caboolture. But that's kind of where my family moved when we first went over there. But I would definitely suggest away from there. Especially recently, because apparently there have been some killings recently, so. Glad I got out. I lived in Narang for a little bit, but I didn't really go outside too much. I thought North Lakes is okay. I got some friends that live there, and it seems fine. See, I never had that happen, but it might be new. That's pretty crazy, though. teenagers, am I right? Hopefully, because these mobs are all a bit higher level generally than us, this will be the hardest part of the day. Generally is. Yeah, probably. If a teenager sees a Ferrari sitting outside, you know, they're like, oh, okay. Where did the hunter go? I see the hunter's mark. I don't see the hunter. Weird. No. I'll just take this mob then. I haven't heard much about Sunnybank, so I can't put any input in for that one. I mean, generally in all my time in Australia, I never had to really deal with any hooligans, but like I said, I also don't go out that much, so it's a little bit different for me. Great, see if we need to use a potion right now, that would be terrible. If you stay inside all day and you work from home or you're depressed, then you don't need to deal with any crime. I was probably 30 minutes to an hour from the CBD most of the time. I'd say living closer to the CBD is probably better if you care about work and travel and all that into it, but there might also be some more rougher areas within that. But, you know, the world's just a strange place. Criminals are everywhere. So, not much you can do about it, overall. If crime's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, right? It's kinda hard. Now, I knew the warrior would start getting a bit more challenging as we go on, especially because we have not changed our weapon since level 36. That's true, and it's fucking hot over there. I mean, if you look at the insects, it shouldn't be a surprise how the people act. Because ants over there are always in a rush, you know, getting around really fast, doing everything they can. It's hot as hell, you know, you don't want to be outside. So naturally, if crime's gonna happen, it's also gonna be a lot more in your face. Can't be robbing someone in broad daylight when it's hot as heck. If it's gonna take time. We're more casual about it over here, you know? Like, alright. do some crime. He'll just take all day because it's cold. I don't know about southern Brisbane. I never really lived south of it. So I have no formative knowledge. I was always north or like, yes, west. North or west. Whatever that means. There's definitely a lot of bogans. You'll run into bogans no matter what. It is what it is in Australia. You know, you're in Australia, you're gonna see them. It doesn't matter where you are. My first day in Australia, I was exploring in Albany in Western Australia. That's when my family went when we first arrived there. We saw some people walk down the street yelling while drinking alcohol. And I was like, welcome to Australia. Kind of funny that my family went to Albany when we first arrived, though, because Western Australia, especially Albany, was basically like living in New Zealand. The weather was the same. Everything else was the same, other than the fact that there were, like, you know, dingoes on the street at night. That doesn't happen over here. Thankfully. Got a priesty boy. We actually got quite lucky. We got 6 out of 10 water elemental core already. Yeah, I think that happened because there's been so much crime committed by young people. And then the populace is like, well, if you're willing to do the crime, you need to be tried as an adult because they were getting away with it, right? It's like, maybe just parent better? I don't know. I do want to go get that thorium, but I also need to grab this for anything respawn. See, I stayed in Melbourne a little bit while I was over there. I had a girlfriend that was from Melbourne at one point, so I did spend a lot of time around there, but I never really saw any criminal activity. So I also haven't heard the bad things about Melbourne, but I definitely noticed there were some interesting characters around from time to time. Man, we are so lucky with these cores. 8 already? I think I've killed like 9 or 10 elementals only. Don't know if this is the first forum I've mined, but I feel like it might be. I could probably agree with that. Auckland does try hard to be like certain cities and stuff. That we want to fit into. We need 2 more cores, but I need like 11 giants. You know, I was thinking earlier, because I've got Whirlwind Axe, it's not completely out of the realms if I was to make a Phantom Blade and go Fury that it wouldn't be the worst thing ever. But I don't think I'm gonna make another Phantom Blade because it was very annoying to get the materials for. Yeah, you'll definitely have better nightlife if you care about that in Australia, 100%. I never really have been someone who's like, yay, nightlife. I never really cared about clubbing and all that stuff. I kind of wish I did a little bit just to experience it, but at the same time, like, you know, even when I was a young man, I was an old man. Yeah, if you want to have a good life, probably don't live in Sydney because that's expensive. Like, you look at Auckland prices and you're like, that's a lot. But then you look at Sydney and it's like double. I don't even know how people actually live in places where the prices are that high. Like, it literally doesn't make sense. I mean, I could agree with them being rich, but I've got some friends who have lived in Sydney and they definitely aren't rich. And I'm like, how are you even living there? Getting by. Save $1 a week. I mean, it's definitely be an option. I believe we keep parrying this. Don't really want to have to use a potion. I came at him early, you know, but we are a warrior. And warrior is the class where sometimes we're killing a mob and then it just starts killing you. We're at 9 out of 10 now. It's especially bad because people that live in Sydney, and as far as I know, Auckland, let's use it as a lesser example, they don't even make more money than people that live in some small town doing the same job. So it's like, how do you even live week to week? I will never understand. Maybe if I'm ever rich, I will move to some big city and be like, all right, how does it work? Fuck that priest is killing all of my mobs. Could still steal this mob. You walk up to it and parry, and the priest is like, I'm thinking about it. Getting a lot of dodges, but it's actually good. Why not? Well, I mean, kebabs are like good shit in Australia in general, but you will need to shit yourself a lot afterwards, so it depends if you want to have like laxatives. But they're really good. That's up to you on that point. But other than that, I don't really know of any terrible food places. Pizza. Well, the pizza I had in Australia was alright. You'd know, at least a 6 or a 7. But there's probably some pizza that is better than others. But if you're just ordering pizza from like Domino's or something, you'll get an average pizza. There was a time when Domino's pizza in Australia was basically just like eating cardboard. But I think those times passed. Might be back though. I'd say they're about the same. I've only had Domino's here once, so. And I was hungry. So maybe that changed things. Food's always good when you're hungry. McDonald's in Australia, honestly, nothing special. I used to love Red Rooster. Red Rooster is like the Australian, just their own restaurant. They had amazing burgers, and then they changed how the chicken was in the burgers, and now they suck. So no one really likes them anymore. Hungry Jack's, which is basically Burger King, is probably better than McDonald's in general. Yeah. You still got KFC over there, but you've also got Red Rooster. But yeah, the Red Rooster definitely has gotten worse. So. But if I was going for fast food, my list would have been when I was living there and when it was good, Red Rooster, followed by Hungry Jack's. And then KFC and McDonald's down the bottom because KFC and McDonald's. Greasy or nothing, basically. You want some grease or you want nothing? Subway, I never really... I don't like Subway that much because, you know, their food's just sitting out all day, just chilling in the ear. I'm not really a Subway fan. But I did have a meatball sub once in Australia and it was okay. Like I would have eaten it again, you know? But yeah, fast food. Try Red Rooster. See if it's something you like. But as I mentioned, it has gotten worse from when I first got to Australia to when I left. It used to be something I get every time, like my family was going for a takeaway. I'd be like, I want a Red Rooster. And they're like, oh, we're going to McDonald's. And I'm like, no, I want a Red Rooster. There was some good chicken burger. But now it's rubbish. But maybe they changed it back. Who knows? Gotta be careful over here. I do not want to be aggro in multiple mobs. Yeah, if you don't really do fast food, it's not really something you... But every now and then, you know, there's a time, there's a day where it's like, fast food. I could go for some of that. They do love selling their like pre-cooked chickens over in Australia. So it's pretty easy to just get a meal by buying like a pre-cooked chicken and being like, alright, take this home if I can eat it. You got 2 meals, you know? Alright, that guy is in the dirt, so I could probably fight him. Yeah, whenever my family was like lazy and no one wanted to cook, it's like, all right, let's just go grab a chicken and a GG. That works out. I wonder if I could go aggro that giant. As it is in the ground, I would have to walk over to. That's a good question. Just try your best to not crash into people. Hopefully they try their best, but there is some real crazy people. There's a nice highway system in Australia, though. You get used to driving on that, and it's like, we can just go anywhere now. It's pretty good. Well, if you've never crashed in Auckland, you're already doing better than most people, it's true. Weapons. Stone is about to run out. I don't mind when a mob is like that. Like, it dodges a lot, but that's good. Parrying and missing, that sucks. I live in a very small town. I don't need to drive anywhere. They're basically staying at a place which is within 10 minutes of me walking to it. So, that's okay. Plus, they're traveling in like a van anyway. So they will have their transport if they need it. Gonna get blasted. Start casting again. It's kind of interesting. I try not to drive that much. Just because I hate drivers on the road. But when I was growing up, I was all about it because I liked racing cars. You know, my dream life would be racing cars around tracks every day, honestly. Sadly, my family was too poor to make that dream come true, but yeah, it is what it is. But I don't really drive that much because I just don't like having to share the road with idiots. Like, we're all in big death machines, you know? It's like... So I like that I can walk places or bike to places. Alright, got all of our water elemental. Just need 6 more giants. Terrible, actually. I only really had one person in my life who even noticed that I liked motorsport. Like, obviously my parents did because I watched it all the time. and I did some karting, but they didn't really notice. It was more me being like, I want to do this. But I had a teacher in primary school who was like, he would buy me tickets to like the racetrack and stuff. He got me into one of the racing trucks just for like a lap around the circuit. She noticed my dream and she actually did something about it. But that's literally the only person that ever did. Wish my parents were so concerned also, but no. Oh well. I'm almost 40 now. I can make my dreams happen for myself. It's just that, you know, when it comes to motorsport, it's a bit late when you're 40. There's definitely some motorsport that I can still do. It's just not exactly ever going to be anything high level. If I do ever have children, for whatever reason, you know, I'm not 100% against the idea of having children. I just don't like the world and society that we live in, so the thought of bringing up children into it is like, not sure if I want to do that. But if I do ever have children, I'm definitely going to be on the lookout to see what they enjoy in life, so I can try drive them towards that goal that they might have, you know. We'll see. At least we're getting some more giants now. It's been pretty awful, the old giants. Might disarm this one. Here. It's funny too, because as someone who loves Formula One and wanted to, you know, try to get there myself once upon a time in life, if I had gone into Formula One, like if I was good enough to get there, I probably wouldn't have made it past a few years being there, because 2 drivers started around the time that I would have been. Sir Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion. And Sebastian Vettel, 4-time world champion. I would have got my butt beat. Unless I was like naturally as good as them, you know, but that's very hard to do, considering. So I always think about it, I'm like, man, I could have been racing against 2 goats. But it would have come at a cost of not being good enough. Seems like that priest finishes quest. Kind of sucks now because I don't really want to go down further. That was definitely the dream back in the day. I settled on graphic design because, you know, I did it in school anyway. So I had some development there. Photography was also pretty good for a few years. Yeah. You look back on your dreams throughout life and you're like, man, I didn't achieve that. And maybe it's not your fault all the time, you know? So it's not like I'm even hard on myself about not achieving my dreams. I think the world was just stacked against me. That's okay. But now, my dream is to get Francie to level 54 without dying, so I can keep my Phantom Blade on my rogue. Stop out there for... Would very much like to keep my Phantom Blade on my rogue. But as Francie created it, it is tied to her life. That is the Medley rules. Alright, those quests are done. These are definitely the hardest quests I have to do today, I would say. Whenever I come here and I do these quests, they're really difficult. Because, you know, we're fighting them at 46, 47. Depending on the character. Fran did it at 46, it was ass. And then we spend the rest of the day just doing pretty chill stuff, actually. I mean, the bug hive is a little bit scary because there's bugs. And they do final sting, and we are a warrior, and we might just, like, miss. That'd be terrible. But, you know, even though I am approaching level 40, I think I'm probably going to take the next 3 or so years to train up some skills, because I would like to do something that helps people a lot more. So I am thinking about going into healthcare. And I know the healthcare system over here has been gutted, but there is a whole world of people that need helping. Hunter waiting for a boat, imagine. Going for a swim. Kinda looks like he's level 12. Got some globes of water. This sword better than my one. Yeah, just, but it is a sword only, and I don't have sword skill, but... we need a new shield. I don't think I'm gonna become a doctor, because that would take like 10 years of my life to train up to be that. I don't know if I have that long. But you know, something support worky, nursing, stuff like that. I think that might give more meaning to life. Help people. Currently, graphic design, the way AI is, and my loss of passion because I'm having to fix people's dog shit work rather than create work more often than not. Something that feels a little bit rewarding. I always feel like helping people, always would, right? If you like helping people, you're probably gonna like helping people. That is one thing that I think people that live in New Zealand should think about, actually. There's a lot of jobs when it comes to, like... I'm not going to say it's for everyone, I don't know if I could do it. Aged care. You know, caring for the elderly. Something like that. There's a lot of jobs. There's also a lot of people applying for the job, but there's a lot of jobs. So I'm thinking, like, you know, there's a lot of people in New Zealand that need work, but they're not looking in that sector.
Elune be with you.
Ooh. Do that quest when we go to Naris. Might actually have to use the boot flask on this character because we are a warrior and maybe every half hour we're gonna need it. Yeah, if you're serious about moving to Australia, I wish you luck. I hope you find a good place. And make lots of money before you retire back to New Zealand. It's pretty much everyone's plan, right? Go overseas, make lots of money, and then come back to New Zealand when they retire. That's why New Zealand is a retirement home.
Farewell.
And I get it. I wouldn't say I did exactly the same. I wouldn't say I have enough money to retire, but, you know. Pretty similar. I just wasn't really a big fan of Australia that much. Like, I got some really good friends over there, you know, all that stuff.
How may I help? Goodbye.
But I wouldn't say it was the country for me. I wouldn't say New Zealand is either. Maybe this better. But I do like the outdoors and stuff like that, and New Zealand has that in abundance.
Of the highest quality.
Alright. I guess we'll go kill the ogres now. This guy waited for his boat, and I'm already getting back on the boat. See what I mean about waiting for that boat? Ugh. I do have the chickeny score. I don't know about doing it. I am a warrior. But I think we'll go ogres, then do the Writhing Deep, followed by Freedom for All Creatures. Then maybe come up here before we get back to Fifth Moon, and then probably it for Foralis. We will have to go to Darnassus. And hopefully I can get these quests from. Yes. Good. Okay. I've already been up there, actually. Into 48 before going back to Tanaris would be pretty good. Although, maybe at 48 I go to the hinterlands instead of... But there is some stuff that we can definitely do in Tanaris. These boat waiters. Can't even give me a blessing of might. Rude. I did forget to buy some food, but it's okay. We got a lot of bandages. Hasn't even been now yet. Already yawning? Also, I was playing Warhammer Online, not last night, but a few nights ago, and I discovered something. So there's trophies in that game. They have a gear slot. Like, it's just a trophy gear slot. And they go on your character like they're a little element that goes on your gear and such. And I discovered that you can move them around, and I'm like, holy shit. You know, if EA had nothing to do with that game, the die system, the fact that you can move your trophies around, the PvP being like the best PvP ever, if it had some PvE content, it would be a much more complete game. We could have been playing Warhammer Online instead of World of Warcraft for 20 years, honestly. Fuck EA. Or we could have had two really good MMOs that were fighting each other and like trying to be better than one another, and we would have had like the god tier World of Warcraft and Warhammer. Going crazy. I did forget they had those streak bonuses in streams. I haven't really watched anyone else's stream for over a year. It's not that much from channel points here anyway. The warrior also killing ogres. Ogres, my lord. He followed me. He also is going to want to kill the shaman. Well, he aggroed the warlock, so... Just warlocks, though. Pretty bad. No shaman down here apart from that one that he killed. It's annoying. Guess there's that one. Okay, there's a rogue over there. Oh, it seems like there's a few people around here, so these ogres are going to be quite hard to do right now. We've got other quests to do though. I am going to go up top. See if there's any shaman up there. Battle Master, Battle Master. Not exactly a shaman. There might be one inside. Battle Master. I guess I'll just head to the knolls. Come back for the shaman. You know, it's kind of crazy. This character only has about 700 attack power with all of these potions on. My other warrior, that is now 55, has over 1,000. You don't gain 300 attack power in 8 levels. That character's gear is absolutely insane. Kind of why I'm worried about playing Francie, because I've been playing a warrior that is so much more geared. Obviously, I'm doing dungeons on that one. I'm allowed to use the auction house on that one. So it's... gear is crazy. But with Francie, kinda just got some gear, you know. Found some plate gear of the beer. Other than that, it's not great. I'll kill the brutes while I'm on the way up anyway. I mean, in the high 40s, that character was already getting like Mortal Strike crits for over 900. I think the highest I've seen on Francie is 700. We do get a new Mortal Strike next level though, so maybe that will change a little bit. Probably not too much. I'm definitely worried about this character when it comes to surviving. Task: survive. I've actually been playing a bit of Warhammer Vermintide recently as well, because you know, I'm just playing all the Warhammer games. And I've been soloing just to get through the game, because I have free time that I can. I managed to beat the final map last night. Oh, motherfucker. I come up here to kill some brutes, and then this guy is also here. And he's just gonna stealth on through and kill just brutes, I bet. Well, I might go over here then. I mean, I could have just grouped with him, but he didn't invite me. And then he went stealth, and I want to type invite. But hopefully with him coming up here, that means he's done down there. So when I go back, maybe no one will be there. Gonna have to repot soon. The dead brute here too, so I wouldn't have even gotten 8. Usually there's only 8 brutes. But if we have Whirlwind Axe for the whole time we're playing on this character, all the way to 60, yeah, this is gonna be rough. Like, we can get a better weapon. Even a green drop of the beer would be better than Whirlwind Axe in the high 40s. We have a lot of opportunity. We just need the right weapon to drop. Doesn't even have to be of the beer, it could be like of the tiger, I think, is agility strength. That wouldn't be terrible because that'd be like 1% crit. I don't know if I had the quest. I must have done it. The Rhapsody, I must have done that, because it's not on the map, so... Probably done it, dude. Hello, Luna. Not too bad today. Yourself? Playing my Whirlwind Axe Warrior. Quite hard to get a better weapon. Grinding. Yeah. More hardcore grinding. I got my rogue to 53 yesterday, so we're at least closing in on the mid-50s. But you know, there's still 7 characters alive, so... Still gonna be a few months at least. At least some of them die. As long as this one doesn't die. I want to actually do some blacksmith. We didn't grind and make Phantom Blade for nothing. Grab that. But I've also been doing a little bit of Warhammer Online gaming recently. I played during the literal worst time for that server. So obviously it's a private server. There's not a whole big population, but Oceanic Prime Time is so bad. But it's been fun doing some PvP there. Since it is a PvP game. The only video game in history where I'm like, I will play the healer. Not sure why I like healing in that game, but I do. Load up the potion. Thankfully the wasps don't have final sting. But they do have poison. Ooze covered ooze covered thorium. In the place I gotta go? I wonder if I can mine it even though it's ooze covered. It might be a bit higher level. I don't know if you've played any Ashes of Creation, Luna, but it's coming to Steam. I'm sure you noticed. I was wondering if you had any thoughts about that game, because I personally think it's a bit of a scam, considering it's been in development for like 10 years or something. But as you're someone in the industry, maybe you might have some thoughts. All in. Yeah. Well, that'd be fun. Guys have final sting, so I gotta be careful. That's being careful. Now we don't want to get Sting Glacier on top of us. I actually had a dream recently where I created an MMO. I know nothing about creating an MMO, but you know, I guess because everyone's been sitting around playing WoW for 20 years, they kind of want something new, right? So maybe somewhere down in that subconscious, I was like, man, I want this. So I started writing down my ideas anyway. Just in case I ever have that opportunity. No matter what, it's always fun to just work on new projects, right? Don't know if Stinglash is home. There he is. Grab this thing. If Stinglash is home, he'll let me know. The bane of warriors. But since I've been playing a lot of Warhammer Online, I'm like, man, I wish there was like a classic WoW that had some of the mechanics in that game. Like the open world PvP is so fun. I don't like PvP in video games, but I like it in Warhammer. Tanks and your healers feel like they're relevant in it. It's always fun. And mine the ooze covered for it. Nice. But yeah, I haven't been interested in niches completely either. I think I looked at it one time when they first announced it, and it was 10 years ago or something. And I'm like, okay. Sure that game will come out. It's been 10 years. So maybe not. Alright, that Stinger's coming in. He might be a little bit of an issue. I want to get this for you. Or anyone else has a chance. There's ooze covered after all. Maybe it will give me something extra. Nope. Shame. No Arcanite crystal to start us off. Work towards our Lionheart helm that we'll probably never get. Like in Classic, I did work towards my Lionheart helm. Like I got all the materials in Classic WoW, but I never made it. Because I quit the game basically as I got all the materials. So I sold all the materials, made 1,000 gold, and bought one of my friends an epic mount. And then I stopped playing. Alright. I'm not gonna need it. Have some fun. Like you grind all the Lionheart materials and then you're like, nah. Well, I don't care that much. Alright, now that that quest is done, when we go back to town we get 10,000 experience for free. Good. Thinglasher, are you here? Please don't be, I want to get out of here first. Not gonna mine that ooze covered mithril. Don't mind aggro, it's fine. I don't think we really need mithril anymore because we're almost done. Like, we need some so we can get these last 2 levels. Unzel. This bastard. What's that guy doing? Too scared to enter the cave, huh? You're a hunter, mate. You'll be fine. Although hunters in caves are one of the worst classes. Especially if it's like a tight cave where you can't really get range. Cave's fine, though. It's all clear. Just go in there. If I'm a hunter and I see a warrior come out the cave, I'm like, alright, it's safe. If a warrior can do it, I can do it. There's no danger in there. Yeah, I took 10% least damage. Wow. Ooh. Don't know if I'm gonna hit 48 before Foralis is done. I mean, we've still got Yetis and Ogres. And a lot of killing here, so maybe... might get close, like 100k. I actually have an idea for MMO playing that I don't think has been done before, but I'm not going to share it. Just in case. It happened from my dream. But man, that'd be sick though. Problem I have with it, I don't think it's viable long term.
What brings you?
Like someone is clearing right now, so this should be fucking easy. Hopefully. They're gonna help. That person clearing, they're helping now. Stop walking behind me, Mr. Nick. Although we are getting respawns as we're doing the other quest, so it's a tiny bit awkward. Job done. Like I said, it should be easy. The mobs are all cleared, then the dragons get away. Like, I actually failed this quest on my Ret Paladin, and then just took it again and instantly completed it. So failing actually made it very easy.
Hello. Good luck. What brings you here?
Now we go kill. Kill them Torn. They deserve it. That one didn't count. I guess it was low health. Whatever. Real warrior damage. Every now and then you just pop that sweeping strikes whirlwind and you do some actual damage and you feel good about it, but then you remember you're not a rogue and you don't actually do damage. And you got a whirlwind axe. I was looking at a video last night. Someone was saying that like classic WoW is very easy to level in, and I agree. But then they said, you know, if you're naked and you're running around, you only die a few times. It's like, yeah, but this is hardcore that I'm playing. You can't do that. You can't die a few times. Invalidated the whole video. From my perspective. But it is very easy to level in this. That's why I was thinking about doing some Warhammer Online hardcore. Because in that game, you randomly get flagged for PvP sometimes, and I don't know when that happens. Obviously, if you go into the PvP areas, you're gonna get flagged. But there's sometimes when you're doing like a quest, but you're shooting or fighting other faction. I think I have a very good chance of dying in that game a lot. Especially if I get ganked by people, but that's content. At least it's not unconsensual ganking like Ashes of Creation is. I think the only reason I know that is because I recently watched a video. Someone was talking about Ashes of Creation in 2025. And I was curious to see if anything was actually fun. Because no matter what, exploring a new MMO world is always a fun thing. Even if the game sucks ass, just exploring new areas is awesome. I remember the first time I loaded up Final Fantasy XIV, I had no idea what I was expecting in the game. And obviously A Realm Reborn isn't that amazing. It's okay, it's serviceable, but it's not that amazing. But exploring the world, just running through Gridania that first time, like, damn, this is good. Especially as it had been a while since I played an MMO for the first time. I was thinking about playing ESO just to run around and explore. I don't think the gameplay looks good at all, but the world looks interesting. Plus it's, you know, Elder Scrolls. I've played Elder Scrolls games before. Seeing the places that I've seen would be... it's kind of cool. Yeah, aggroed that rabbit. Or the rabbit aggroed me. I do need a new shield. That's 800 more armor. It is of the eagle, but do I care? Nice. But we've got one more swing. I got a crit. Let's go. But that's also why I got friends together to play Warhammer. Even though we haven't played too much of it, I just want to explore the world of Warhammer. World of Warhammer. From, like, not a first-person perspective, you know, how we play WoW and stuff like that, but basically a first-person perspective. As someone who plays a lot of Total War, I'm like, oh, I know where that is. Like, running around Ulthuan and stuff, you know, it's like, cool. Seeing a Black Ark, like, up close, seeing how freaking big they are. Scary. I just wish EA hadn't pushed the game out right before Wrath of the Lich King came. I think the climate of MMOs to play would be very different. If EA didn't have their hands in a lot of projects. Similar to NetEase. Who recently cancelled another Warhammer MMO that was in development, basically. But at least we got some good Warhammer single player games and, you know, co-op games like Vermintide, stuff like that. Not completely dead. Played the shit out of Vermintide recently. They got a new update as well, and I'm like, oh, content, let's go. Like new content. Kill more rats. Quite a fun mission. I think it's from the first game. I never played the first game though. It's kind of funny. There's a segment of it where you basically do naval combat, and I'm like, man, I wish naval combat was in Total War Warhammer. As much as naval combat was kind of a meme in like Shogun 2, I did always enjoy just like going out there and fire arrow and some ships. I never got why it wasn't in Warhammer, but I guess just development of sea battles would be hard. You'd need a lot of different ships, obviously, because there's a lot of different factions. And there's one thing that publishers hate: time and development. The game's being developed, it's not making money. Sad, isn't it? Wow. The warrior experience right there summed up, you know, you go to kill a mob, you miss, and then it just dies when it's out of your range anyway. Yeah, exactly. We need to make money right now or this game's dead. Like, sir, the game's not even out yet. Put it on the store, early access. Get it on there. And then put microtransactions on it. That's one reason I could not take a game like Ashes of Creation seriously, because their alpha has been so expensive. I think at one point people were paying like $500 to get in. That's insane. I don't even want to pay like $500 over the whole course of a video game's life. I know I have with WoW because it's been out 20 years, but like, holy shit, man. Play a game that's not even cooked? $500? No way. A fool and his money are soon parted. Right, that's the saying. Quite easy to get that quest done. Usually it takes a bit longer. Now we just need to go back to the ogres and hope that there's no one there. We are over halfway. 48. Nice. My ideal MMO would have a subscription because it's a good way to keep the servers online and all that, but it would be a lot cheaper than $27 a month, which is how much World of Warcraft is for me right now. Like, $27 a month. I think after the hardcore medley, it's... I don't really have any interest in playing Midnight, the new retail expansion. After playing this retail expansion that was just out, kind of feel like it's about that time to sunset this game. One MMO that it's not really an MMO, it's more an MMO light that I will be playing soon though is Guild Wars 1. I never really played much Guild Wars 1, I think I did like 2 missions in it back when it came out. But they're like updating the UI and everything. It's not like a full re-release, remaster, whatever. But just giving it some more up-to-date features. So I'm gonna try that. Play that with some friends. As someone who did love Guild Wars 2 when it first came out, I might as well try the first one. Give it a real try. But I feel like with the amount of money that it costs to play World of Warcraft right now, because naturally with inflation it's going to go up in price. Just the way the world works. Especially when the New Zealand dollar is where it is. But then you got to pay for expansions on top of it. It starts to get a bit ridiculous. Like it's over $300 a year to play World of Warcraft. If you're paying like the full 12 months. And I'm just like, I don't really want to pay that much money for a video game that I don't love that much. Didn't aggro to... It's close. You guys maybe let a few pixels off. Shadow Priest over there. Thankfully, however, I am the one near the shamans. Dibs. Came here before and there were 2 people. Still a person. Just can't win. On my very first hardcore character, I did this quest with a warrior that was in the same guild as me. And then like 3 days later, that warrior died. It was pretty sad because like I had done a dungeon with him before, so I was kind of connected to his character, you know. Our journey was kind of going at the same rate. It was like the most heartbreaking death of hardcore. Honestly. Oh, that kick was delayed. I pressed it and then it didn't go out until it wanted to. Sadly, we've got Battle Masters up here. Shaman. Kill this guy. Maybe he'll turn into a shaman later. Because it looked like there's going to be some shaman competition. Shaman. Hope you like shaman. Don't. I'm gonna be honest. After leveling a shaman to 60, I don't really like them. They're fun sometimes when Wind Fury procs, and that's about it. Similar to Wreck Paladin. Steal a command proc, good time. Steal a command not proc, bad time. Gonna need 5 more shaman. We've got so many spider sausage as well. I should just probably have WoW feed all the time. I think I have about 60 of it in the bank. I could clear in here. There's a shaman. But I don't really want to. Gonna just have to wait for respawn. Sucks. But if that Shadow Priest goes and fights other places and the shamans start respawning, maybe. Maybe I can just steal them all before he knows. Or we could group up, but no one seems to hear about grouping up. This anti-social MMO. Yeah, that's one thing that Warhammer does well. Kind of forces you to group because even the open world PvE is so difficult. Why I'm kind of like, man, a Warhammer Online hardcore playthrough might go hard. There's potential to have PvP happen. Potential to just die because the mobs respawn in like 10 seconds sometimes. It is a janky ass game from 2008. But the fact that it even exists is nice. Asshole. It is a different one. It's a completely different Shadow Priest. I was here before and there were 2 people and now there's 2 people. Can't win. And Shrikes is still here as well. So there's actually 3 people. Here. Thought I might have pulled the Battle Lord for a moment. Four of 8. He's just running around taking fireballs. He does not even care that he's playing hardcore. He's like, fuck it. I'll take some fireballs. I think my pummel has missed twice on these ogres. They're so big. I was about to say something else, but it would be... I mean, it would be correct, but... Don't want to just call an ogre fat. They might get their feelings hurt. Should be another respawn. These two. Oh, I'll wait for those before I run off. Perfect. Now if we can have another shaman up there, please. That would be very kind. If it's a warlock, I'm still going to kill it because of potential shaman next time. Nice. Now we just need 2 more. If we can get the shaman done, we're basically done with the quest. The brutes are easy. Even though we might have some competition, the brutes are still easy. One. Don't heal. Stop. Stop. Am I in another shaman? Delivered to me? Thank you. Suddenly the game likes us. But watch out for that mage. Unamas. How are we looking on experience? We're 50k away, we've got all these quests to hand, and one of them is worth 10k, so... I think we'll be looking alright. We are going to have to fly to Darnassus. He respawned right in front of me. Hey, hey. So experience-wise, we should be, say, closing in the next level. Love how even with those 2 crits at the end there, Francie still does less than 100 DPS. Her average DPS right now is 87 over the time we've been on today. My other warrior's average DPS is about 150. Having account found gear is it's definitely not as good as just being able to use the auction house and like, doing about half the DPS. Kind of insane, actually. Alright, brutes, hopefully there's 6 of you. I got that warrior to 55 over last weekend because there was a world buff that was up 24/7. It's the unrelenting cry of the Dragon Slayer. The goal was 57, but you know, I've taken it to 55, so I'm ahead of my friends. I'll leave it there until they actually play. Bing. But one of the friends has decided to stop paying for WoW for now, which is fair. He is in Australia, so it's not $27 a month, but it's still $24 a month. If you're not really playing, why would you want to spend that much money? Yeah, exactly. It's a lot. Thankfully, at the start of this retail expansion, I made like 3 million gold, so I haven't actually paid real life money to play WoW for the last 2 years, I would say. But if I was, probably wouldn't be doing this. Because I'm not really playing that much. I don't play WoW outside of stream. It's good that they refuse to take money right now, because, you know, the game isn't out. Unlike Ashes of Creation. Like, we will take all of your money and we might get a game out if it ever comes out. It may not, because let's be real. I wish video games did like a sub and then the expansions were free. Stuff like that. I feel like they could do that. But people don't want expansions to be free when they're making video games because they can add extra microtransactions to that bullshit. I never pay for like World of Warcraft Epic Edition or Ultimate Edition, whatever they want to call it. Because I just want the game, right? I don't care about the fucking mounts and other shit that they put in there. One thing that Guild Wars 2 did well is that you could buy like the expansions with in-game currency. I guess you can in WoW as well. But it's a lot easier in Guild Wars 2 because, well, they were cheaper. I think they're like $40 per expansion. In WoW, it's like $80. Because I feel like a sub, especially with WoW, apparently they've still got 9 million subscribers. That's enough money to give everyone a free expansion, I feel like. But then, you know, the dollar signs when they're like 9 million times 60. Oh. We can't give it for free. We love greedy people. I am interested in seeing how Monsters and Memories develop, so just to see if it would be a game that I'd like to play. Like I said, I'm not too big on the big grindy stuff as someone who plays classic WoW a lot. I don't think World of Warcraft grinding is that bad after playing RuneScape. As someone who played RuneScape before WoW, I'm like, yeah, the WoW grinds are nothing. But it really depends, doesn't it? If it's like a rewarding grind, then it's fine. The grinds always feel good. Well, that's good. Good to hear. But I'll have to see for myself. Yeah, having things from old games that are like good things that people were kind of brought up with in the MMO genre is a nice touch. That sort of stuff. A bit nostalgic, you know. I think just right now I want to hit level 40 in Warhammer Online and then do all the content that game has. It's not much because it is a private server that has people working on it for free because they're not allowed to make money. And then we'll see. Thank you, Flicker. You are awesome also. I think. Probably. So I think if I actually get stuck into it, I'm probably going to finish all the Warhammer Online content within like 2 months. And that can open my schedule up a little bit more. Depending on other life factors. I haven't done this quest without skinning for quite some time. I guess Lena was here doing it recently. I've had so many skinners come through here. It's been so quick. I think Lena got quite lucky though. We even got a pristine. I actually put out a video last night. Another WoW video, obviously. My video before the one that I put out wasn't last night, it was the night before. Actually, I lied. But the video I put out before that one basically went nowhere because the algorithm didn't even see it. But thankfully this one is seemingly being picked up by the algorithm. So I'm happy about that. I noticed this morning that it was actually getting views and I'm like, oh, that's good because the last one got like 20 views. So even subscribers didn't even see it. And YouTube algorithm, man, it sucks ass. But I think when I get to 40 on Warhammer, I might make a Warhammer Online video just to talk about all the potential that was lost with that video game. Because you run around the cities in that game and you're like, man, they're so big and could have so much stuff happening, but there's just nothing because the game was pushed out probably 3 years before it was even ready. EA were like, we need money now. But you run around that game and it's like, could have been so much more. Kind of why I was a bit inspired to think about like MMOs and stuff like that if I was to ever create one. Running around the dead game like that. Because it is a dead game, it's a private server. Yes. It got shut down in 2013, I think. It's a dead game. But it did inspire me. be like, there are some things here that would be popping off in today's MMO environment. They just weren't executed correctly. Timing was awful. Wrath of the Lich King literally came out 2 months after it released. If you're gonna release a game, don't release it around the probably peak World of Warcraft expansion. Oh, that was a bad idea. Everyone knew Wrath was gonna be big. The Lich King's coming back. You have to be stupid to release a video game right when Wrath of the Lich King's coming in. If only we could go back in time and be like, you guys are fucking dumb. See, that's one thing Monsters and Memories has going for it. It's not really a WoW competitor. Because it's completely different. There's going to be a lot of WoW players that look at it and go, nah, that's not for me, that's way too much. Like old school stuff, right? I mean, even retail WoW players don't like the look of classic WoW because there's way too many old school elements. Because no matter what, when you come into the MMO scene, you've always got World of Warcraft looming over the shoulder. If I was to ever try to create an MMO, I wouldn't even think of WoW as a game. I'd pretend it doesn't exist. Just create my own game. Although I wouldn't release a game or an expansion around the time the WoW expansion's coming out. It's a good way of getting no one to play. But other than that, I'd pretend it doesn't exist. Get this Yeti before the other Yeti comes down. Hoping to get this quest done before my pots run out. Could be doable. If we get bad RNG, maybe not. Because the next thing we're going to have to do is fly to Darnassus. And then fly back. And it's going to take 20. It also stopped raining outside. I do not hear the rain anymore. I'm glad it didn't go the other way. Last time it was raining as hard as it was today. It started hailing. And it was like, I was having a dream at this point. And the dream turned into war drums. And when I woke up to the sound of the hail, I understood why the dream turned into war drums. That thing was just popping off. It was a Warhammer inspired dream. I guess I had been playing too much of it. Norska was raiding. You know, I was a warrior priest of the Empire. And then the Northmen came and the war drums started, and then I woke up and it was hail, and I'm like, no fucking wonder there were war drums. It's always funny, like, what your brain thinks about when you're asleep compared to what's happening in real life. Brain is a mysterious thing. Some of this chair pie. At least we don't need to go in the cave. We are having respawn. I like a good dream though. But yeah, dreaming about Warhammer isn't that surprising for me, considering I've been playing Total War, been playing Vermintide, and I've been playing online. It's a lot of Warhammer. All fantasy though, so I think I have a preference. I do like fantasy compared to 40k. 40k lore is just too nutso for me, honestly. At least until Age of Sigmar and End Times. I don't really like End Times and Age of Sigmar. Got some pet respawn coming. Kinda just want to chill for him. See if this guy comes late. We are a warrior. We can't just run around and kill everything. Especially with this. Finding a Kang the Decapitator would be the biggest boost to my warrior confidence even. So if that could happen, that'd be lovely. I was hoping to find a better weapon before I got on to Francie. But we've been kind of unlucky. The only weapons we've found are of the Eagle. And I ain't using no intellect weapon on my warrior. My paladin, I'll think about it, but my warrior, nah. We ain't doing that. Unless it's like really good, like it's an X that's maybe level 55, then I would consider using a weapon of the Eagle on my warrior. It would suck ass, but it'd be better than a Whirlwind X. Two more and we got 2 minutes on potions. It's gonna be close. Can it be done? I was also thinking I should probably join a guild in Warhammer, but the fact that I play during the limited time hours and there's no one really around. I think there's like 400 people maximum on when I'm playing. I don't even know if it's gonna be worth it. Because I think Thanksgiving was just recently, right? Like this weekend? I'm not American, so I don't know. I'm uneducated. But there were a lot of people on over this weekend and it was popping off and I was like, holy shit, if only my friends were playing. Tomorrow? Okay. I guess people were just like already visiting home and stuff. Playing some Warhammer, taking time off. Well, hopefully this weekend's popping off as well then. That'd be fun. But sadly, one of my friends was on a plane. Which would have been our Monday play session, and it was absolutely going hard. PvP was going on, it was great. I was enjoying it on one of my characters that I play without them. But yeah, they were on a plane, so we weren't able to play our group character. Which sucks because I kind of wanted to introduce him to the game when PvP is blasting. Sadly, when we went and did PvP, it was fucking dead. That was a bit boring. One of them did say he had fun. I don't know if he was being serious, but... I think we only killed like 10 people maximum that night. But when it's going off, it's really fun. Like I said, the only video game that I'm like, PvP is good. For quite some time. I like classic WoW PvP, but obviously playing hardcore, that doesn't happen. Really hoping to be the last one. I kind of wish there were hardcore PvP servers though, but the stipulation with that is that you would have to make a fresh one like every month, but that would be fun. Like if you're leveling at a good pace, a PvP hardcore server would be amazing. But as I said, you know, once people are in 60, it starts to become a little bit shit, so you gotta refresh it. Like a seasonal hardcore PvP server in WoW, that would be sick. So much content. Until you die. And then you're probably too far behind. Imagine Ashenvale, Hillsbrad. That first week would be going hard. I would play the shit out of that. Five bars until we level. We are about to get a big, humongous boost to experience. And we're going to end up in Darnassus. Give us even more, so we might be really close. Do I wait for the boat? Does look like it's on the way. Maybe it's just sitting in... I think it's just sitting in... I'll wait. Because it's coming here anyway. It will be a minute wait, but then by the time I swim over, it will probably be docking, so... This is less work for me. I guess we'll finish off all the Forella stuff. And then go grab the quest to go to Hinterland. Probably do the Hinterlands after Forellas. I think I have found all the distress beacons on this character. Too bad we're a warrior, so doing the distress beacon quest is not exactly the easiest thing. A warrior with a shit weapon. For further stipulation. If I was a warrior with a Kang the Decapitator, maybe I would... Fun. But this character's life is kind of tied to my rogue's weapon now because I made that weapon from this character. And the rules of my Medley are If a character creates an item and then dies, we also delete the item. Therefore, my warrior's life is very important. So I don't really want to put it at risk. Gotta do everything we can to keep this little gnome alive. Don't know if I'm gonna get 3 stacks of silk cloth. I know I need some for port. So I gotta keep that. Am I going to use this shield as my shield? I mean, it is better. I have to update my macro. One is it? It's not this one. That's my other characters. Weapon. Shield. Where even is it on my bar? Shield didn't equip because it's not bound. Duh. It's just a piece of wood. Alright. Been a good day in Foralis though. Sadly it didn't rain in Foralis. I love when it rains in Foralis. It's such like a good vibe. Rain starts. Especially when it starts going hard. You know, being in like a rainforest while it's raining. Peak. I love that. It's like when I used to go bushwalking, like hiking. If it starts raining, it's just like, man, nature is so nice. The Sown and like Stranglethorn Vale always give me that same sort of nostalgic feeling. Do like it.
Looking for something specific? See you later.
Sadly, we didn't get the pristine hide, but that's only 2k experience. It's not like it's gonna make or break us. Francie has been pretty lucky overall with her drops, so not getting one isn't fine, I guess, if it has to be.
Ishno del Diablo. Del Natris.
How big is that staff? Less damage than the Whirlwind Axe. Sometimes when you're a warrior, you gotta consider using a staff. That'd be a good one.
I am honored. Farewell. Goddess watch over you.
I don't know if I really want to do Lord Shalzaru.
Farewell.
Or like a... That cave is, you know, it's a cave. As a warrior, you see cave and you're like, I'm not sure.
You need something?
Can I repair? A lot of potion. Where is that? Hold it
Have a
up.
good one.
So where is that weapon? Already got rid of it. Let's see. put these on. I'm gonna wait till I get my upgraded for that. Alright, 9-minute flight to Darnassus. Let's go. And then we're gonna come back. Fly Darnassus, hand in these quests. It's worth a good amount of experience. Nearly 6k. Be 8k away. We fly back. Grab this quest here. Run over here. Hand that in. Hand in the stuff down there we should level. And then we can go to the Eastern Kingdoms. There is still some stuff to do here, like the pirates and such, but I will do that when we get back to Paris. Hopefully, should get us to about 49. Still got Searing Gorge. Thankfully, things are looking good in terms of like where we are compared to where we want to be. But I think we will start to struggle a little bit, especially as we get into level 50 with our Whirlwind Axe. Guys, scary, aren't they? I've always told the story about how I was standing on that island waiting to do a world boss dragon, and this one random guy that really hated me. He was on Alliance, I was Horde. I was obviously sitting there with my 40-man raid team, but he really hated me. He would just charge at me while we were waiting to fight the boss into a group of 40 people just to try to kill me. All because this loudmouth was on the forums just going off all day at everyone and no one liked him. So I ended up camping him when he was in the mid-30s. In his home city. We camped him in Ironforge. That is probably the only real rivalry that I had in vanilla World of Warcraft that I could say is like someone that I knew didn't like me at all. Like when it came to most Alliance players, I was friends with them. Like I'd get in Ventrilo with them and talk to them, you know, we'd be mid-battleground just shit talking each other in Ventrilo, stuff like that. But that guy? No. That was a real rivalry. Good stuff. As someone who got to rank 13 in vanilla WoW, I was probably friends with the Alliance players more than I was with the Horde players. Because I never did like the... You know how people, when they're ranking in PvP, they will decide on who's getting the rank each week, like who's getting rank 1, stuff like that. I was kind of a lone wolf. I just did whatever. I played the game. If I got rank 1, I got rank 1. If not, I didn't care. So a lot of the Horde players didn't really like that. But I'm like, man, just play more. Like, I'm playing the game as much as I am. I've got to go to high school, you know? If I'm getting rank 1, you guys aren't playing enough. So... your fault. So I was definitely friends with the Alliance players more than I was with the Horde players. I do miss those times. I would not do a rank 13 grind again, I'm gonna be honest. If I went back in time 20 years, I would not do it. I would probably go spend more of my time socializing with people, getting some social skills, all that sort of stuff. Living real life rather than sitting inside playing World of Warcraft every day. But other than that, it was fun. WoW coming out the exact same time my exams in high school started was kind of awful for me, I would say. Because it was a very good game, and I liked video games, and yeah. Made me not do as well in high school as I probably should have. Hey, lovey. But then I've got other friends who are like in university, which is college, for my American friends. And it's like, yeah, WoW came out and kind of just made it awful. So I don't think it would have changed. No matter when WoW came out, if I was in like university or something, probably same issue. So it would probably be better that it come out in high school. Because high school's not that serious in the grand scheme of things, is it? But I think I was definitely like the biggest WoW nerd that I knew. I don't think anyone else in my high school actually played World of Warcraft. I went to a Catholic high school, so video games were probably of the devil, let's be real. I'm not a Catholic, but I went to a Catholic high school. I was one of the... They had like a quota that they had to fill. I feel like I was the poor dumb person on the quota that had to be filled. That was good high school though, so I'll take it. Did make me learn some things. I did have to read the Bible. So I know more of the Bible than most people that say they're Christian these days, I would say. when you speak to them and it's like, you actually know what you're talking about. Like religious education was kind of a mandatory subject for the first 3 years? Yeah, 5 years was the maximum, so. But it was an interesting time. Yeah, imagine knowing what you believe in exactly. That is a completely alien thought these days, I feel. People just believe in things and they don't even know what they're talking about. It's kind of crazy. I've never really been a religious person, but I do have faith. I have my faith, but I don't really belong in a religion. Because I don't agree with a lot of what religion does. But I know it's different for everyone. Thank you, mate. Fucking mint. Good name. It's a very Australian name. I like it. Yeah, this is what I need to find. Imagine. 51 extra top end damage? Ooh. Yeah. Corruption is rife in the world, isn't it? We love a bit of corruption in society.
How may I help? Del Nagi.
Right, she's gonna give me another quest in like the low 50s, but come back for that.
I heed the voice of Illumine.
Good bout, but I'm not gonna use it. Too much stam loss. Plus it's male. There's no smelt here, I don't think. But I added an anvil to Darnassus in Season of Discovery, which was amazing. But obviously they don't have it in this version of the game. Honestly, putting an anvil in this town, the best thing that happened in Season of Discovery.
What brings
I wish there was one here all the time. When we go to Booty Bay, we're going to have to talk to the trainer. I should take this out of the bank as well, because I will be able to use it. Nice level 48 plate helmet of beer ready to go when we level up. I'm not going to wear it because obviously it's too big. Yeah, it's interesting because you can go to Darkshore and they've got an anvil and a smelter, right? So they obviously... But I don't think Darnassus has any ore on it either. So it kind of makes sense from that perspective. The fact that there's no ore in Darnassus. Like, okay, I can get why there isn't anything here, but it would be nice to have. Take the extra 2 out. Do I have any, like, limited amount? We got potions for days on this character. I made so many potions just to make sure the warrior can survive. We even got some mongoose elixirs.
greetings?
Every time I'm out and about questing on this character, I want to have a full row of potions. Alright, back down to Paralysis. I might take a short AFK break while I'm flying back because it is once again a 9-minute flight path. But with Season of Discovery, obviously Darnassus was like a main city that people were having to be in. Because it's where the,
Much appreciated.
where like the first raid basically was, right? Going to Black Phantom Deeps and turning it in there. So they kind of had to. Because people were like mad about it not having one. So if Classic Plus ever happens, Copium, maybe there'd be a anvil and a smelter in Darnassus again. Yeah, I'm gonna go AFK real quick, take a leak. I'll be back in a few minutes, hopefully before the flight is done. I decided to take some clothes off because it is getting warm now. It was raining and cold this morning. And now you look outside and you don't even notice that it was raining. Started getting a bit humid as well. I feel like I'm living in Australia again over the last few days. It was like 30 degrees yesterday. Going to bed was a bit uncomfortable because it was still really warm. For the first time I actually used the cool feature on my heat pump or air conditioner, depending on what you want to call it. And today, rain into sun causes humidity, right? I'm like, am I just living in Queensland again? Kinda crazy. Also had some hail last week, which, you know, the war drums. Global warming or something, I think. Man-made global warming. Had a little snack while I was away for a bit longer than a toilet trip. Gotta keep the energy going. But at least we're getting at least a level today. Right, the boat is coming, so I might as well take the boat back. By the time I swim over there, the boat will probably be arriving there anyway, so...
Feel free to browse.
Take the boat. Need some more cherry pie, I think.
The Nadris.
Whatever that means. The Nadris. Ishnuala. Nubalore. They say things and I don't understand. I'm a gnome. Cat. Gotta love when people are playing a character and they don't name their pet. Like his cat is called Cat. He's level 46. Name your cat, man. Especially when it's like a hardcore character, because they're a little bit more special, I think. A hardcore character is more meaningful than like a regular character, because you get attached to it. You don't want it to die. And then if it does die, you're like, oh, lost that character. That sucks. That guy doesn't name his cat. He probably lets his cat die every pull. Can't believe it. Should have actually sent the globes of water. We'll do it when we go to Naras. Top of my lips a bit fucked up right now. Ever since I got sunburn, like over a year ago now, it was probably near 2 years ago. Top of my lips just been absolutely dead. I did get pretty badly sunburned though, so it makes sense. Don't go to the ocean without sunscreen. I didn't expect it to be so ridiculous, but yeah. I'll be going to the beach again in summer this year, definitely, but I'm definitely going to be wearing sunscreen. But That man just took a boat and then hoofed. I don't know. Maybe he thought the boat was going to, like, you know, wetlands or something. I don't know. So, where's this boat go? I mean, I don't even... These aren't on the map in a regular UI. These are modded, so they probably don't show up anyway. But if they're there, it does tell you. Once we're at 48, we'll get a new Mortal Strike, which is going to give us 35 more damage. Not a huge amount. We'll also get the Execute, just to have it. Sometimes I use Execute. Not all the time, but sometimes. Then at 50, we've got Recklessness. So training for the next few levels is only like 8 gold. Mortal Strike is 2 silver. That's pretty good. 52 gives us Battle Shout. Is also all we need. 54 has Demo. We'll get Hamstring because I do like upgrading Hamstring to Stomp Totems. It does more damage. And it does actually apply a greater slow. Like, we've got 45% right now. This is 50%. But 54 is a big one. Get Mortal Strike again. We are going to 54 this league, but we're not going to spend any time there, so we won't train just yet. But something to look forward to when we next play. Did max out deflection on the character. I forgot I did that. I wanted to try it out because I usually go only like 1 or 2 points in deflection. But there was a mob we fought earlier where we parried 3 times in a row, so I mean it's working out. I still couldn't believe when I played a shaman that you had to speak to get parry. Like there was a literal talent that you had to take so you could parry. Asshole. Don't do it again, please. Imagine being netted into net. So annoying. I feel like, you know, in a Classic Plus, Enhancement Shaman wouldn't have to speak to get parried. I'd just get it. Like, losing a talent point so you can parry. Well. That hybrid tax really hit them hard, didn't it? I love this side of Feralis. Sadly, on Alliance, you don't really spend much time over here because it's the Horde side. Now you got the Horde town here. But I love this part. This part as well is part of it, but just the lower wilds. I don't know why. I think it's just because I spent so much time here on my first Horde character. But then again, I also love Feathermoon Stronghold Island, because I also spent so much time there on my first Night Elf. Which was my first character. A Night Elf male hunter. If I could go back and do that again, I'd make a female hunter. Like I don't know why I made a male Night Elf. I think it was just the Michael Jackson dance. Because no matter what, smooth dance, isn't it? Paralysis is a cool zone though. It's definitely, I would say, in the top 5. Especially when it's raining. But back when I was younger, I didn't like playing female characters that much in video games. You know, when I was a teenager, I was like, I've got to play a male character. As I got older, I stopped caring. Like, if the female character looks better, I'm gonna play the female character.
Peace be with you. May the stars guide you.
That's probably why I had a male Night Elf.
Ishnu Dal Diel.
My second hunter was a male Tauren.
Farewell.
So once again, it's like, yep, can't play a female Tauren. And they were both hunters. I guess I really liked hunters in vanilla. I don't know why. Because in TBC, I hated hunter. I think it's because I had 500 MS still in TBC, because the internet still wasn't good. We were still running dial-up when TBC came out in New Zealand. I don't know if it's different for everywhere else. I think Australia had ADSL, but New Zealand was a bit slow on the ADSL. So having 500 MS dial-up internet, a shitty home computer. Well, actually, I had my own computer when TBC came out. So it wasn't a shitty home computer, it was a shitty my computer that I spent $2,000 on. My first real purchase in real life was a computer, so I could play WoW without having to share an account with my father. Then we could play together. Good times. But the 500 MS made it very hard to play Hunter because Steady Shot was like a main component when TBC came out. And that did not like latency. So I went from, you know, being around the top 10 to 20 in my guild when 40-man raiding was a thing. Sometimes top 5. Ragnaros, for whatever reason. Hunters in my guild absolutely cooked Ragnaros. But this was before warriors and mages were good because the talents were shit. So maybe that's why. To like being the worst DPS on my TBC hunter. My guild master came to me one day and said, "Your DPS is really shit. You're gonna have to be better if you want to keep raiding." Because obviously there were only 25 spots. So what I did is I rolled a fire mage. And then I started topping DPS. Easy fix. Because even though I still have latency on a caster, there was like the stop cast macro. I used the shit out of that. It was the only way to play. It's the one time in my whole WoW career where I'm like being told by the people running the guild that, hey, your DPS is bad, you're gonna have to step it up. And it was only because the game mechanic didn't work very well with latency, I think. Because before that, I was fine. But also, like, vanilla WoW, we had a lot of people who were not good. Let's be real. 40-man raiding, about 20 of them are basically AFK. So even if I was just there, press an aim shot every now and then, I was still going to beat them on damage. So it's probably another reason why it wasn't so bad in vanilla. I do sometimes miss those early days when WoW first came out and I first joined the raiding guild, and like the raids felt fun, you know, you're just in there with 40 random people, you haven't really made acquaintance with them yet because you're new. And you get to slowly discover like who you like and who just talks too much shit. Stuff like that. Always a fun time, but because there were so many people, I think it made me way more social in life after actually having that experience. We had a tank who was, I think, in college at the time. He was a real fuckboy. Like, he talked so much shit. He was our main tank in the guild and all that. But funnily enough, a few years ago, I was on Reddit, and someone posted like a screenshot of their father's guild from like 20 years ago, clearing Ragnaros. And this guy had a name that I was very familiar with, and he was posting on that thread saying that was his guild, but it wasn't. The reason it wasn't, it's because in the screenshot, they had 3 troll hunters. Our guild had 3 tauren hunters. We didn't have no troll hunters. I would know, because I played the tauren, and I know the other 2 people that played the tauren hunter. So I immediately knew it wasn't our guild, but it looked similar, right? Because obviously everyone looked the same, and vanilla, if you're raiding MC, all your tanks have like the fire resistance gear, all that sort of stuff. So he thought it was his character, this guy that was in my guild back in vanilla, because it looked like his character. But it wasn't. But he was in that thread just talking some shit, and I'm like, holy shit. I never would have expected to see someone that I knew 20 years ago being a fuckboy, still today being a fuckboy. Small world, honestly. It's just crazy, like, what the internet has. You can just randomly run into someone that you actually know. Just out of sheer coincidence. Like, I never expected to see anyone from my vanilla guild posting on Reddit. And there it was. There are some people that I played vanilla with that are still on my Battle.net friends. So I talk to them every now and then. Not like regularly, but you know. The new... Like when Hardcore WoW come out, there's this girl that I have on my Battle.net friends that I spent a lot of time with in vanilla and TBC. We were both teenagers, we were both growing up. It was like good bonding experience. Learned how to talk to girls. But when Hardcore came out, she was like, oh, we should do some dungeons together when we hit level 60. We never did. Because she hit level 60 like probably 2 months before me and had stopped playing before I did. But the opportunity was there. that sort of stuff is cool, but when it's a random person on the internet, it's like, what the fuck? Where did they come from? I did. I just leveled too slow because I'm streaming it all. Can't believe it. Like I said, I don't play World of Warcraft outside of stream. Like, I don't like this game that much. When I do, it's only because I have to level another hardcore character to make sure my friends can play the game. But that's very irregular. .66 health that level. Big. But I've also got this one guy on my BattleNet who has the best raid story that I've ever had. Like, we were running Molten Core with our ults at the time, so we invited him. He had never done Molten Core before. He was like a enhancement shaman, you know, hit level 60 really slowly, all that sort of stuff. But we got to Baron Geddon. And you know how, like, your raid leader sends a whisper automatically with the add-on that says you are the bomb if you get the Baron Geddon bomb? So this guy got that whisper because he had the mechanic. And he messaged the raid leader back, "Thanks, man." So we all died. The raid wiped, basically. And then the raid leader said after the raid wipe, alright, so this guy killed us because he didn't know the mechanic, but he did reply to me when I told him he was the bomb. And all it says is, "Thanks, man." And the whole fucking raid just started laughing. That was so good. It's probably the most ridiculously funny experience I've ever had while raiding in an MMO. It was insane. Why does this look off? Surely not. Do I have my lines? Wonder if I have them active. Do I don't know how to activate it though. It just looks weird, huh? Maybe it's because I'm on the bird. But it hasn't looked this weird the whole time. Probably fine, it just looks strange. Probably because there's two of me. Probably just this, you know, it doesn't exist here, so I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Alright, I found it. Seems fine. Yeah. Just looks strange. The things you have to do to align your frickin' UI in classic World of Warcraft. I'm glad when it comes to like more modern MMOs that the UI has like the tools to just align without needing add-ons and stuff. See, like, even that looks weird. Now that I've noticed it. That's fine. If it's off, it's off. Who cares? It's been off the whole time. It's just, when the mob is red, it looks okay. It's just a yellow or myself. I'm like, something off. Even Warhammer Online, a game from 2008, has like the Final Fantasy UI things where you can just snap things in places, and it's like, damn, that might have been the first MMO that actually had it. And EA killed it. Because WoW definitely didn't have anything. I mean, until this last expansion that's come out, WoW hadn't really cared about the UI. They just let add-ons do everything, right? But the add-ons will take care of it. Don't worry about it. We don't need to actually care about our UI. But now they want to get rid of add-ons. Next expansion, they are trying out. I don't know how it will work, and I'm probably not going to play it anyway to find out. But they're trying out like no combat add-ons. Which to me sounds okay in theory. But when the classes are still complex enough to need them, like Outlaw Rogue is still going to have Roll to Bones. Roll to Bones is one of the worst mechanics in MMOs ever. You need add-ons to know what's going on with it. So that's still existing? I don't know how no add-ons is going to work that well. But I don't really use much more than like weak auras anyway on my Outlaw Rogue. Weak auras is basically all you need. So if they have an inbuilt one, it might be fine. I'm like a person that doesn't really use that many add-ons anyway. I use more add-ons in Classic WoW than I do in Retail WoW. But, you know, this game is incomplete, so it makes sense. Like having a cast bar and stuff like that is pretty nice, you know, I don't know why there wasn't. You got your personal cast bar, but I want to see like NPC cast bars, stuff like that. Yeah, it's going to be interesting in that regard, I would say. I'll have to get my friends to tell me how they feel about it, because, like I said, I am probably not going to play. I think I'll play the Medley, I'll play some TBC hardcore. Because there won't be actual TBC hardcore servers unless Blizzard actually does a complete 180 on their stance of it. I don't think they will, because it will be too much work to fix things. And I kinda don't want them fixed anyway. I want people to die randomly on Tearing Gorefiend and stuff. It's like death roulette every week if you're doing Black Temple. Who are we gonna lose this week? The wheel starts spinning. But I think for me, like, TBC hardcore will be about leveling to 70, maybe trying out some heroics, maybe dying in a heroic, and then that's basically the game, right? Because the raids are coming out post-nerf anyway, so they're going to be easy as fuck. Like, Karazhan is going to be easier than getting attuned to Karazhan. Which is kind of embarrassing. I don't think Gruul and Megferidin will be killing people too much with the post-nerfs. So once again, I probably won't care about raiding when it comes to hardcore. But knowing my luck, TBC will probably come out like January, early February. They are gonna need to bring it out either January or April. That's the thing. The pre-patch is coming, I think, next week for TVC. So I feel like it's gonna come out, you know, like late December, early January. But Midnight's coming out in March. 2nd of March it was announced today that Midnight is coming out. That's the new retail experience. So you don't want to, you know, release a game too close to your other game. Even though Blizzard do seem to do that a lot, because they're stupid. And they have released an expansion right before Christmas, so I wouldn't be surprised if TBC comes out on Christmas Day, honestly. But I'm probably going to put the Medley on hold if I'm not done with it when TBC comes out, because playing with the community when TBC first comes out is going to be way better than playing this version of the game that... there's not many people. Everyone's pretty much finished hardcore at this point. You know, if they wanted to raid, they've already raided, they've finished next, all that stuff. I am the server last level 60, and I've still got so long to go. But we're over halfway. That's why even though TBC Hardcore might not be an official thing, people are just excited about something new. See what we can die to, you know? Who's gonna die to the first Foul Reaver? Stuff like that. There should be like a server-wide announcement when someone dies to a Foul Reaver. I guess with the add-on there probably will be. It's like a server-wide announcement in Warhammer when someone hits Renown 80, which is basically the soft cap. It's like the hard cap on gear, but the soft cap on Renown levels, because you can go to like 255, but there's no reason to after 80. So it gives like a server-wide announcement. How funny would that be if someone like died to a Foul Reaver in hardcore and everyone got announced to it? That'd be crazy. Gotta celebrate the things that be happening. But also, TBC might be a bit more interesting because Petri Flask works a bit differently. You can't just Petri out. Honestly, the most boring thing in classic hardcore is Petri.
Hello.
As soon as things start going wrong in a dungeon, people are like, Petri, Petri. But you could probably fight there. So it works differently in TBC. It doesn't just, you know, immediately save your life. You've got to actually work around it. So that's a good change. And there are no world buffs. I'm pretty sure there's one in Hellfire Peninsula, but I don't think it does anything other than giving you like rep. Let me just see. pretty sure it's just red. Can still get Songflower, but not really. Whatever. Who's gonna go to Foulwood every hour, you know? Alright, I'm gonna fly to here so I can go to Boo Bay. But then I might just hurf up to... Gotta go to the lanes. Oh yeah, we can put our new helm on. Well, actually, I can't hurf. We've got to go to Stormwood. The train! This is our best piece of gear now. I need a new test. Now, obviously, this one's really good. 14 strength, amazing. But I have had it since I'm level 24. That was 24 levels ago. So I would like a new one, I'm gonna be honest. Rest of the gear though, not so bad. We have found a lot of beer plate, which is good. Baumer actually has this helmet now as well. Did find a second one of them. So I'm not playing favourites as much. Well, I guess if I'm going to fly to Stormwind anyway, I might as well just take all the flights up. I'll probably end stream when we get to the hinterlands. Probably going to be like 20 to 30 minutes time anyway. But a level was managed. And I should be able to stream again tomorrow. See about getting 49. My grandma's actually coming to stay with me this weekend. She lives like 2.5 hours down south. But I managed to convince her to come and stay for a weekend. That'd be fun. Well, maybe not fun, but you know. Not a lot of fun activities you can do with your 84-year-old grandma. You can't take her rock climbing or anything. Grandma, climb that mountain. I think she could have, honestly, but she broke her hip a few years ago on Christmas Day. Good Christmas present. So she's probably... Oh, it's like two names stacked on top of each other. I'm like, what is that guy's name? So she was out of commission for a little bit there. I messaged her one Christmas Day and I was like, Merry Christmas, Nanny, and all that, you know. Have a good one. And she didn't reply back to me for 3 days. And it wasn't even her who replied back to me, it was her son. Telling me what happened. I was like, well, no wonder she didn't reply. That's fucked up. So, a good Christmas present. A broken hip. Old people, am I right? AW backup has reached level 60. They might not be the backup anymore, they might be the main character. I'm feeling like we quest in the hinterlands when we start tomorrow. Did forget a quest. Fuck. Am I really gonna go back? I forgot a quest. The boat's here. Fuck. No, I think it's better to go back now.
Time is money, friend. Keep it real.
This motherfucker forgot his quest. You'd think he'd know when to pick up a quest when he's done them so many times. We have enough time for this quest. 38 minutes is plenty. We'll be fine. It's just like... what the fuck? I was like, I don't have the camera. I thought, no, didn't pick it up. Duh. Hopefully, if the boat is kind, because we're leaving as the boat was arriving, it will be arriving as we're arriving. Because we're basically on a flight path that takes about the same amount of time as the boat. So hopefully, we aren't coming back when the boat's like, bye. It'd be annoying. What a stupid. I am stupid. In the great words of Charles Leclerc, I am stupid. Another Formula 1 race this weekend. There will either be a new champion crowned, or there will be a very exciting final race of the season. So no matter what, it's pretty awesome. Got 2 more weeks of F1. Then we go back into Hopium mode and hope that Ferrari actually make a good car so my favourite driver can have a good season. We'll see. No matter what, hopefully, it's exciting. If there is a new champion crowned this week, then it won't be a really exciting final race. Be like, whatever. We could just skip this one, honestly. Roll on next year. No one cares about who's second and third in the championship, right? Like, doesn't matter. So I guess because we did screw around a bit there, we'll go to Stormwind after we actually make it to Boo Bay. Train. And then just hoof. Then we can skip 4 minutes of flying, which you know, we've had to do in now twice more. I've been here like 3 times today and I didn't pick up the quest 1 time. It's really stupid. Sometimes you've done a quest too many times though, and you don't remember which one you have and haven't picked up, right? And I have definitely done too many quests. I think I've probably done over 1,000 quests in the hardcore medley. Well,
Hi, you're a tall one. Very well then.
all I needed. Now I've got the camera at least. We know we have it. Alright, back to
Welcome.
Ratchet. The only reason I need to go to Ratchet is so I can see if there's any blacksmithing things that I need to try. So I'm assuming... What is it? Dense grinding stone is going to be available. Can make another mithril spurs today, maybe. I don't know if I have any solid stone actually. Maybe not. Need some more mithril. Free man. Breach level 60. PLA. Is someone who loves Spartacus TV series. I don't know why it came out as Spartacus. The TV series Spartacus. Whenever he said I'm a free man, I felt it. Same dude. We will never be slaves. Similar vibe. That priest had his tier 3 shoulders. I would notice him anywhere. He is a dwarf though, so he gets a free raid spot. Dwarf priest on Alliance, it's like... You don't even need to be good. You're gonna have a raid spot. You got Fear Ward. Like, you're good to go. In my classic WoW guild, we had some dwarf priests. They were of varying skill levels, but they did have Fear Ward, so... And they were viable. See, I didn't even know how good Alliance was at raiding when I first started WoW. Because on my Alliance character that I made it to 60 on, my first character that I made it 60 on, I didn't raid, I didn't even do dungeons. I was someone who played RuneScape and then came to WoW. I didn't even know going into dungeons was like an accessible thing. Like, I was scared of them, you know? Like, I don't want to go in the dungeon. I don't want to be bad at the dungeon. Now I don't give a fuck. If I'm bad at the dungeon, I'm bad at the dungeon. Especially on the first run, right? You're going to be terrible at the first time. But RuneScape doesn't really have dungeons. Well, it didn't when I played it. I guess it kind of does now. Kind of. In a way. After watching a lot of Boaty and Gillinor games, which started up recently again. Very exciting. It's like, I don't really like following RuneScape or playing it anymore, but I played it way back in the day, so whenever Gillinor games comes up, like, I'll watch the shit out of this. It's good. It's like one of the best series on YouTube. Just a bunch of content creators or just people that play the game going at it for like a prize. And RuneScape works so well for it. I wish there could be something like that in World of Warcraft, specifically Classic, but it's kind of not a game that can be played in a way where content is relevant enough. Like, you know, There's not enough that you can do that would make it exciting. That's why Classic Plus is a big pipe dream. I think it can happen, but it can't happen the same way old school RuneScape happened. I would like it to happen just to play more Classic. But there is no way that they can make relevant content for the entirety of the game after people have hit level 60. New content kind of needs to come out before it comes out. Alright, Luna. Thanks for being here. You've also got Blizzard to deal with, exactly. Have a good evening, sir. Alright, the boat is coming. Not too bad timing then. But I've always thought about Classic Plus, like it would be cool to have more content while leveling. Like zones that aren't completely done, stuff like that. But you would have to make those zones have more content while the leveling is happening. Because after people have hit level 60, no one wants to go back and do like level 30 quests. That's not very good. I don't think I would ever play a private server for World of Warcraft because World of Warcraft still exists. That's why I'm okay with playing the Warhammer private server, because the game doesn't exist. But I would be lying if I didn't think about trying something like Total WoW just to see like new elements of the game, because it is kind of exciting to think about, you know. But obviously, the fact that you can't stream it or make content about it without the risk of getting banned makes me also like, nah, I don't want to do that. But I will play the shit out of Warhammer private server, because the game hasn't existed for 12 years. So it's fine in my opinion. The fact that they have that server up, there's a reason why I'm okay with how janky that game is because they have that server running. They don't make any money from it. They can't take donations or anything like that. GW has told them if they start making money from it, they will get like cease and desist and all that sort of stuff, you know? Just fear. So just the fact that they're doing that basically just in their free time for free gives me enough reason to be like, I'm okay with the bugs and the jank and the things that don't work and all that. Because they're not even real game developers. They're just people that put it together. Reverse engineered whatever code they could find. It's not even all completely in there. Like, they've had to add and change some things to make it work, right? So that's why I'm always like, my friends that are not as open as I am about it. Like, yeah, but remember, this is free. And they're making it for free. Like, that's pretty cool. It doesn't happen a lot, you know? There's a lot of private servers who the WoW in particular does take donations and stuff. That's what makes it more of like a bad thing, in my opinion. Alright, we're gonna go pick up this one quest. I'm not gonna forget another quest. We're going to the hinterlands, we need all the quests. Bone miner. Pocket bacon has reached level 60. Pocket bacon.
Can I help you? Be seeing you.
That's an interesting name. Like, does he have bacon in his pocket? Or is he the bacon in the pocket? I don't even know. Go find the blacksmith. Not even up the top level. I don't know why I went up there. I was too excited. Hello, McGavin.
Yo.
Alright, we can get all eight. Got Arcanite Rod and Skeleton Key at 275. They don't really matter though. I mean, we're not really going to get Arcanite that we can spear, I would say. If we do have any Arcanite in general, like it's going to be kind of hard. Yeah, Mithril Spurs are definitely going to get us 2 more. Alright, gotta go Stormwind, Train, and then Hearth. Even if we flew up to the hinterlands, we still would probably make it before. That egg is going around the world. And then tomorrow, human I'm here, which I probably should be, I will blast quest set we have in the hinterlands. It won't be too many. Wolves, some slime, this stuff. And then I gotta think. I could come down here, do the intro quest, which might be a good idea. Or I could just wait until I go to Searing Gorge after Aris. Up in the air. I'm thinking Searing Gorge after Hinterlands, just for like the intro quest would be pretty good though. Because then if we go to Naris and we're like 49, it will be a little bit easier to finish the zone. Thankfully, I do have another full bar of rest experience. That's pretty good. Oh, thankfully I haven't yawned that much today. We almost got a 4-hour stream by the time I'm done, so it's pretty good because I was thinking it was going to be a little bit less at one point. Like, I woke up feeling relatively awake. So I think my sleep was generally okay. But yeah, there are times when you're just like, I don't know if I'll stream that long. But, you know, I want to get the warrior. The quicker we get the warrior to 54, the quicker we don't have to worry about the warrior. Or the quicker it dies, well, the least worrying I'd even have to do. You know, go into Ungrow Crater on the warrior? That I'm not looking forward to. It was fine on my other warrior, with a lot of gear. One does not have that same luxury. Fresh bread for sale. I only used 2 sharpening stones today, which means I forgot to sharpen my weapon for the last hour that I was actually fighting. I've honestly only done like 2 hours of fighting today. One's the rogue one. That one. Could be the warrior. Like, we did 2 hours of fighting and then it's been like nearly 2 hours of running around. Does happen from time to time.
Need help?
Me, my mortal strike. Take the execute.
Farewell.
There's a warrior, we don't even need to think about putting it on our bar because it's already there. Very good. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bank real fast. Gods looking for members to do our first still group. Wasn't even that guy. Clicked on that guy, trying to click on the other guy, but so the guild name is Gods, all capitals. So big G. But they haven't done Zul'Gurub. I don't know if they can qualify.
King's honor, friend.
There.
Be careful.
And I'm gonna keep the Thorium and Mithril in my bag, because I wanna keep an eye on how many we got. Then these to rocket. Then we're gonna hurf. 15 minutes on the squeeze. Plenty of time. But, you know, we had to do like 10 minutes extra of running around because I forgot a quest.
Have a good one.
It took a bit longer than I expected it to. I think I would definitely be like done with stream by now if I didn't do that, but it's okay. I had one of these in Classic WoW when it came out. I was playing a prot warrior in the first few runs of Molten Core in my guild because we only had 2 level 60 warriors. So myself and the other level 60 prot warrior, we had to tank a lot of everything. You know, on Gar, we were tanking like 3 mobs each, stuff like that. Everyone else was sub 60 in our warrior team when we first went in there. It made it fun though, like that first MC run in my classic guild was so fun. I always like when raids require more thought to think of how you're gonna defeat them, right? Why I like blind raiding, then you gotta think about it. I hate when you rock up to a raid and you already know everything about the raid before you even start. Everyone's prepped. All that sort of stuff. But you kinda need to know everything that's happening in retail, right? I don't think blind raiding is very fun in retail World of Warcraft at all. Because it doesn't make it clear what you're looking at that well. There have been a few fights this expansion though, like Princess, got her name. But Princess. Imperial lady. That was very fun. If you were doing that blind, you'd be able to understand it very easily. But a lot of WoW fights, they just throw shit at your screen and you can't really see what's going on. Thought it was a bit easier to blind raid in Final Fantasy. I just randomly use. Drunk. Breathing fire, I'm drunk. First time I've actually used that trinket, you know, because I'm logging off anyway. I'm not...
Talk to me.
Grab this.
Talk with you.
At least Sculpt Rock cleanup should be easier on this character than it was on my Boomkin. I just hope Francie's overall damage is over 100 by the time we're done with her. This is pretty bad.
Here there. Be good. Watch your back. Be good.
Food for baby. That is our quest to start with tomorrow. Do Sculpt Rock cleanup, food for baby. Probably not do the escort unless someone else is doing it while we're going down here. On the warrior, I don't really feel safe about fighting 3 enraged Albies and 3 trolls, to be honest. But yeah, thanks for joining me today. We got A level. Hopefully we can continue and get A level tomorrow. Then we'll have 3 days off to gain some more rested experience. Huge. I'll see you guys when I see you next. Have a good night or day depending on where you are in the world. And if I'm here tomorrow, see you then. If not, see you next week. Later.